Good morning and welcome to a year of eternal love. Acim workbook, lesson 5, with insights. Every day I'm live at 6 a.m. Eastern, and I will go over the lesson. Then after the lesson, I will give my insights about that. So for today, lesson 5, I am never upset for the reason I think. This idea, like the preceding one, can be used with any person, situation, or event that you think is causing you pain. Apply it specifically to whatever you believe is the cause of your upset. Using the description of the feeling in whatever term seems accurate to you. The upset may seem to be fear, worry, depression, anxiety, anger, hatred, jealousy, or any other number of forms, all of which will be perceived as different. This is not true. However, until you learn that form does not matter, each form becomes a proper subject for the exercises of the day. Applying the same idea to each of them separately is the first step in ultimately recognizing that they are all the same. When using the idea for today for a specific perceived cause of an upset in any form, use both the name of the form in which you see the upset and the cause which you ascribe to it. For example, I am not angry at my boss for the reason I think. I am not afraid of my boss for the reason I think. Whatever you want to put in that. But again, this should not be substituted for practice periods in which you first search your mind for sources of upset in which you believe, in forms of upset which you think result. In these exercises, more than in the preceding ones, you may find it hard to indiscriminate and to avoid giving greater weight to some subjects than to others. It might help to proceed the exercises with this statement. There are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. I want to read that again because these practices and these exercises are very important. There are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. Then examine your mind for whatever is distressing you, regardless of how much or how little you think it is doing so. You may also find yourself less willing to apply today's idea to some perceived sources of upset than to others. If this occurs, think first of this. I cannot keep this form of upset and let the others go. For the purposes of these exercises, then I will regard them all the same. Then search your mind for no more than a minute or so and try to identify a number of different forms of upset that are disturbing to you. Regardless of the relative importance you may give them, apply the idea for today to each of them, using the name of both the source of the upset as you perceive it and of the feeling as you experience it. Further examples are, I am not worried about blank for the reason I think. I am not depressed about blank for the reason I think. 3 or 4 times during the day is enough. You see, this is a course that is unique and one of a kind. And it's for mind training that the thinking of the world is 180 degrees backwards from the thinking of God, from the thinking of Source. This is a rewiring psychologically of the mind, of our split mind, the ego mind, the false you, with all the collection of past experiences that we've constructed as this shadow self, as this person, this identity that we think we are. This is 365 lessons. In the first half of this year, we have to undo the old perception. So it's one by one. And when you hear forms, what does that mean? And to put it simply, say this with a lot of my clients, separation is that you're over there and I'm over here. We keep mistakenly thinking each one of us are the light bulb, that I'm the light bulb, but we're the electricity. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, just changes forms. Our ego mind, the one that's dedicated to keeping things separate, to self-sabotage you, to find guilt in everyone else, comparisons, that's very insidious. And we may not grasp forms yet, and the Course recognizes that. This is the first small step into starting to realize that I may not be upset for the reason that I think. And with these practice periods that I listed, again, it's, you read something once, it shouldn't be over. What it is about is when you're seeing through the eyes of love that you're practicing it throughout the day, you're demonstrating it. And that's why it's very important. And you need to put these in practice. You put this in for only 3 or 4 times today. Only about a minute apiece. And there are no small upsets. They're all the same. Because at the end of the day, it's returning to peace of mind, the peace of God, the peace of love, the only thing that is real. Thank you for joining me. This is a year of eternal love. God bless.